Hi, good morning. This is Maria Rodriguez. I'm with the City of Sunnyvale with Economic Development, and I want to welcome all the participants to the Reach Customers Online with Google. We do have several organizations that the city has partnered with to bring this to you. Google, of course. We have Access SBDC and also the Sunnyvale Downtown Association, and we'd like to thank them for joining us in being able to provide these sessions to you. And the session is live, it will be recorded, and so you will be able to ask questions throughout the session, or also at the end of the session, Roberto will be able to respond to your questions. The Q&A is open, and so if there's any issues, definitely let us know, or if you have any questions throughout the session, go ahead and put them in the Q&A. So Connie Madrigal is here from Access SBDC. Connie, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. Like Maria said, my name is Connie Madrigal. I work with Access SBDC. We help small business with their development, making sure that their business is correct when they started. If they need any special licensing, permits, or whatever it is, we're available for that. We also have workshops that are available for your small business. We can do that. We have one coming up with Maria in February, which is very, very important for all the small businesses. It's labor standards, laws, and regulations, which is very important for all the small businesses to make sure you don't get fined or you don't get closed down. So that's what we do here at SBDC. You're more than welcome to give me a call. I'm sure Maria will let everybody know my number. And like I said, we're here for small business. Thank you.
Mike, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Johnson. I'm the Executive Director with the Sunnyvale Downtown Association. We are a business improvement district. So business improvement district, for those that might not be familiar, is a little bit different than a Chamber of Commerce. A Chamber of Commerce deals with more of the macro of an entire city. Business improvement district deals with a specific area designated and approved by the guidelines of the government, city government, as well as state, with regards to providing specific services to those businesses within that geographic spot. We have been in business since 2006 as a 501c3, and our job is to promote, advocate, and improve the vitality of small businesses in our district. We're excited to have you here at this Reach Customers Online with Google. We hope that you enjoy it, and we are glad to be a participant in this three-part series that has gone on for the last couple of months, and I hope that you've all gotten something out of it. And I'll leave that. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. And Roberto Martinez is our presenter today. Roberto.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invite. I absolutely love the work that you guys are doing. I appreciate all the heavy lifting, especially right now within our community. We always need more small business assistance in the form of trainings, of resources, of information. So very, very blessed to be here with you all. Can you guys see my screen? Everything good?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, let's get started. This is your time, so I highly recommend you take Maria's advice and leave it a question. If you do have questions in the chat, we definitely look at those questions. We want to make sure we're as interactive as possible. Like I said before, this is your time, so let's maximize this. This is not the presentation. I did one yesterday on how to use your website, and that is not the one we're going to do today with this group. We're going to do the one about how to use Google to help your business grow and scale. So with that, let me exit this one. Let me remove that one, and then we'll try again and do the one which is how to reach customers online with Google. So let me go back. I got it right here. Let me share my screen one more time. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I definitely picked up on the workshop. There it is. Okay. Let's take it back from the top. Okay, great, fantastic. So who am I? Why am I in front of you guys today? I am a digital coach. I am a coach for Google. We are what's called Grow with Google California Coach, and what we do is provide technical assistance training for any and all small businesses across the state of California that want to learn how to use Google tools, how to grow using those Google tools. I am an entrepreneur myself, so I started about 10 years ago now, helping small business grow using digital marketing and technology, create a software company as well. So I understand the journey you're going through, and I can tell you right now that Google is priceless and is very, very instrumental in helping me grow my company. So with that, enough about me. You didn't come to hear about me. You came to hear about how you can use Google to grow your company. So let's start in the very beginning. Why do we use Google? And how do we use Google? So I used to call it Uncle Google. I had an uncle that knew the answer to everything. And as a kid, I used to go and ask him every question under the sun. And he, for some reason or some way, somehow just knew the answers to my question. Well, now we don't need an uncle or an aunt or a friend. We have this little device here, and you open up this little device, and what do? We start Googling to answer the questions that we might have when we're looking at the Google search engine. So we type in the question that we have, it answers us as we're typing that question. And if you do have a question, instead of raising your hand, just type it into the chat so that we could see it as I'm going through the presentation. I'll be checking the presentation as we're going through this. So no need for raising the hand, just type it in the chat and we'll get to it. So what does that mean? Well, Google wants to organize the world's information. It wants to put it all together and make it as easy as possible for you as a customer to be able to get the information you need quickly and efficiently. And so as a business owner, it's incumbent on us to create the best experience for that customer when they do go online. So we're going to talk a little bit about how your customer interacts with the Google search. We're going to talk about probably our most popular tool that's completely free to use, which is called Google Business Profile. It is Google's somewhat equivalent social media platform that you can use to track how many people are coming to your website, how many people clicked on your address, how many people called you, informing your customer about your products or services, and informing your customer if you have additional events or information. I'm in Southern California. We're doing a fire relief. We're promoting it across our channels. I posted on my Google business profile so that when anyone Googles my business, that information pops up. We'll dive into that a little bit later. The other thing is reaching customers using Google Ads, which is the biggest platform that we have. What made Google really successful with the Google search engine and advertising on that Google search engine with Google Ads. And then we'll recap this session and answer any questions you might have. This is a really nice session because it's nice and concise. So if you do have questions, make sure you ask them so we could get to them in a timely fashion. And yes, this presentation will be recorded and we'll share out with you guys after the session. Okay, with that, let's jump into this and let's talk a little bit about how Google search works. So what happens? We're going through our day, we might be drinking our coffee and realize we're out of milk or we're out of half and half or creamer. So what do? Okay, we go to the grocery store. Very easy one. But what about if we've got a tough question? If we have to get an accountant, a financial advisor, if we have to build a new website, well, we still go on Google search. And what do? We type in our search query. That's what Google calls the question you ask on the Google search. Google then reviews that information and matches it to different websites on the Google search engine. Do you guys have any idea how many websites Google searches in 1 second? I'm gonna give you the answer. Do you guys think it's 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, or 100,000? Type it in the question section, your answer. Okay. And so what's really important for us, and from our perspective as a business owners, to make sure we pop up on the Google search engine. And so as you're thinking through this, you want to make sure you have a strong presence. How do we have a strong presence on the Google search engine? Well, the first thing is we really recommend you create that Google business profile. It's at no cost to you. It is completely free to use and is a great way for prospective customers to see you. The other thing that happens when you type in that search query is that an ad might pop up. Now, this is a paid advertisement for you to be able to view what's going on in the search engine. We have some folks here that are saying chat is disabled. Yes, chat is definitely disabled, but Q&A is not. So we're going to use the Q&A as a chat function. Anonymous attendee said 20,000 searches per second. That is the correct answer. It is 20,000 search engines, search websites a second. That means Google's using your search query and matching that search query with over 20,000 websites. It's a very, very fast tool. Why is that? Because we want to provide the best results to you as a consumer, as a customer. Okay, let's keep going. So at the very top, you'll see the ad running. Someone paid for that ad. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But at the very bottom, you also see what's called search results. And these are organic results from your search query. And that's where we as a business owner want to really maximize our effort, making sure we're organically ranked and show up on the Google search engine. So how does this work? As I was mentioning a little bit earlier, Google creates a copy of websites and categorizes them, and we call it indexing. We index your website. So what does this mean? Well, we use the information on your website and we say, okay, let's see if the information is correct. Let's see if the copy is great. Let's see if the imaging is great. Let's see if it's a high functioning website. There's over 200 inputs that Google categorizes and reviews to identify the best website for your question. And then it indexes it, meaning it saves it. The way you want to think about this is, for those of us who are a little bit older and didn't have lived when there wasn't any computers, you guys remember going to a library, and when you were going into that library, you would walk in and there was these big block pieces in the center of the library, and you will get an index card. You will say, okay, I want to learn about Roman history, or I want to learn how to get my business started. So you'll go to the business section, you'll pull over this index, and you start looking for that section and that book in the index card. You'll take that index card and then you'll walk it to that section of the library where that book was. Same premise works for your website. And what happens is, the better organized your website is, the more information it provides, the more useful information it provides, the more likely it is to be found organically. And that's exactly how you work. Now, you might be saying, Robert, I do not have a website. Is this still pertinent to me? Well, you can still have a Google business profile even if you do not have a website. So it doesn't matter if you do not have a website, you can still use the Google business profile, excuse me, to get started. And once you have enough revenue and you invest into a website, then you can start thinking about, how do I optimize my website with search engine optimization to be populated organically? So for this example, we're using what's called Trade Street Jam. And within that, someone types in, let's say, vegan jam or vegan honey, or maybe as different recipes for jam. And because my website has all those keywords and key phrases in the website, and it's the closest website to where I'm located, it might organically pop up on the Google search engine. Now let me stop here. I know there's a lot of chatter in the chat box. Jackson, yes, this is definitely recorded. As I mentioned a little bit earlier. Okay. So I want you guys on the chat, just press 1 if you have a website and press 2 if you don't. I'll wait. Just 1 if you have a website and 2 if you don't. Just so I could see how much time and energy I should focus in on the this component. All right, 1, 1, 2. Okay, 50-50 split. 1, okay. 2, okay. Eddie, even if we don't have a website, it doesn't matter. This is still useful so that when we do create a website, we think strategically of how to create that website. Still useful information. For those of us who do have a website, let's get into this. I mentioned a little bit earlier, SEO is all about optimizing your website online. And how do we go about doing that? Well, there's a certain amount of features that we can use and think about. The first one is always thinking about your customer, your ideal client. What do they care about? What information do they care about? And how do you inform them in a way that's organic, unique, and distinct that allows them to take the action you want on that website? And so what SEO does, it's a strategy by which you can make your website more visible on the search engine, regardless of which search engine you're on. It helps you improve the experience that your customer has on your website. This is called UX UI design, user experience and user interface. Meaning the way you structure your website, there's one thing about how they experience the layout of the website, meaning what's my number one priority, my number two priority, my number three priority for a customer when they land on that website. Do I want them to call me? Do I want them to go to my location? Do I want them to sign up for my newsletter? Am I structuring that information in a way that's easy to engage with and intuitive? That's user experience. User interface is how you interact with the website. If I click on this little button, or is there a site map? Is there a search bar? That's the interface that the customer experiences. And so you want to think about that. Is it intuitive for the customer to have this button right here, or the search engine a search bar right here? That's important. And when you improve those two things with your content, with your customer in mind, you improve that experience. And guess what? Google loves that because they want the best information provided for your customer. All they're doing is organizing the world's information and saying which information is the best information for my customer. So for the search query customer on the search engine. So if you're a customer on search in the search engine and you're typing the keywords, Google wants to direct them to the best page on the web online, which might be your website if you take these suggestions and start implementing them. So as I said it a little bit earlier, number one thing, content is king. It's still going to be king. All that means is uploading and having relevant information for your customer, useful and accurate and engaging. Titles and descriptions are great, meaning think about when you were back in high school and middle school, you have your thesis statement, and then you have supporting arguments, or your main point in the first line of the paragraph, and then your supporting part underneath that main point. Same thing applies for your website. What's the main point? What's the value prop that I have as a business owner? What is the value that I'm providing at the very top? And then scattered in the bottom, supporting arguments of why I make that statement. So something could look like, let's say you're a company that sells, the latest and greatest jackets, business jackets. Like, our business jackets are the latest and greatest. We've been in business for, we have high quality cotton, high quality linen, high quality material. We've been in business for 25 years. So you make your statement, then you make your supporting statement, and then you have proof points. Great way to organize that information so that the customer can know this is great. I want the best type of company that provides the best type of suit or best type of jacket. And then organizing that information. Think about it as when you walk into a grocery store, there's different aisles, and different aisles have different products. Same thing with your website. You want to organize your website in a way that's intuitive. If you want product A, go to the right. If you want product B, go straight down the middle. If you want product C, go to the left. As you're thinking about that experience of the customer, you want to signal to them where they can find more information about your products and or services. So how does this look like on your website? Well, just think about when you go to any e-commerce website, if you're a product-based company, like a Macy's, like a Lululemon, like a Nike, they have their best products at the very top of the website. And it's like, here are the 5 best products right now. Or it might be a season, winter sale, and they'll have it very prominent at the very top. That's because they want to capture your attention, bring you into the website, and keep you there. So you want to organize your website the same way. You want to make sure the most important information, the eye-catching information, is at the very top so that you keep them engaged on your website. How do we do this? Great question. How do we know what words and phrases matter most? Great question. We have a tool called Google Trends that allows you to better understand the information and the popularity of keywords and key phrases. I'm using the example here of bubble shops. So let's say you have a boba shop and you're thinking, what word or phrase is more popular, bubble tea or boba? And so what are we going to do? We're going to type in those 2 words, and we're going to use Google Trends to see which one is more popular. And as you can see here, boba is way more popular than bubble tea. What does that mean for us as a business owner? Well, when we create content on our website, on our social media channels, we use the word boba because boba is more popular and is more common use than any other word. That way, the person who's typing that word and phrase, boba, matches to our website because our website has the word boba, assuming we're a boba shop. So that's a great tool, completely free to use to better understand popular words and phrases within your business, within your category. Here's the best part. You could be hyper focused on what? You could be hyper focused on your state, on your city, on your county. So Google will tell you, hey, do you want it for the United States, or do you just want it for your state, or do you just want it for your city? So you could drill down and see the popularity of the words with very specific cities, states, and counties. So we can do this exercise right now if you guys like. I have no problem with doing this. I want you to go to Google Trends. And I want you to go on Google Trends, and I want you to open up Google Trends and write up 2 words to 3 words related to your business and see how popular those words are. All you need is, you don't even need a Gmail account, I think, anymore, which is great. So you can definitely do this right now as I answer Iris's question. Iris asks, uh, if I change website builder provider, could it affect my business position on Google? The short answer is maybe. The that, and I hate saying maybe, it's not a good answer. It depends who is managing your porting over of that information. If they're really terrible at updating your website, if they're really terrible at um, identifying the keywords and phrases, if you completely change all the information on your website, it's going to definitely affect your ranking. We have another tool called Google Search Console. That's a great tool that informs Google of your structure of your website. A web developer should know this. They should know these tools. And that's going to help you be able to provide Google the sitemap. A sitemap is how your website is structured, which is really important. That way Google could scan and crawl, they call it crawling, crawl your website very quickly and very efficient. But let's say you have a great web developer, no problem, it's already great, and you port it over to a new, it shouldn't be a problem because the content's there, the imaging is there, and it might even be better web builder, so it could actually help you. Hope that answered your questions. Any comments about Google Trends? It's a really cool tool. I use it all the time. It really helps us improve the way we incorporate keywords and key phrases to my website as a business owner. We have a really cool tool called g.co/SEO starter guide for those of us who want to learn a little bit more. It's free. Download that SEO tool and use it at your own time. So some technical pieces, we want it and we want it now. We want it and we want it yesterday. And what does this mean? We want to make sure that that experience the customers have, and when they do go to our website, it's great. That means better loading times, make it quick as possible to load. Second thing is making sure the browsers are up to date. So when you go on your website, on my mobile device, it's already optimized for my mobile device, which is also great. We definitely want that. Most web developing platforms already have this um, function, the mobile response site, because most customers are going to be on their phones. About 80% of customers, the last figures in 2021 said that 80% of customers start their journey on their mobile device when they go online. But others, it might be on their laptop, desktop, or tablet. So you want to make sure your website is responsive on those sites. The last piece is what I said, the SEO starter guide. We definitely want you to download that and read it through if you are trying to improve your SEO. There it is, Google Search Console. We definitely want to use that tool. It's a completely free tool to use. You connect Google Search Console to your website. It integrates, you inform it. All you need is your Gmail account, and it's going to ask you for certain pieces of information, and it helps Google understand how your website is structured. This is one of my favorite exercises. Go to Google right now, but I want you to do something before you go to Google. Obviously, everyone in this group has Google Chrome. So I want you to go to your Google Chrome. I want you to open your incognito Google Chrome, not your regular Chrome. I want you to go to incognito, because a lot of the times, if we don't toggle off the search history, it memorizes your search queries. So I want you to go to Google Chrome. On Google Chrome, I want you to go to incognito. And I want you to type words or phrases that should surface your business in the search results. So think about what your customer is searching for to find your business. I want you to do that exercise. I'll take a few seconds, a few beats as you're doing this. Why is this important? Because you want to see organically what websites are popping up when people search for these words and phrases. So for example, my company is a website as a digital marketing company. And so I might be going to incognito and typing in uh, digital marketing company near me, website developer near me, social media manager near me, social media paid ad specialist near me, running paid ad specialist, and see what pops up on the search engine. Eddie asked, how do we go? Let me see if I can do this for you guys and walk you through it. Okay, you guys see my screen. So here's my screen. So we're gonna go to the top 3 buttons on the right-hand side, and we're gonna click on those 3 buttons. Uh, and then we're gonna go to this little drop-down menu. And right there on the very top right, it says incognito. I'm gonna click on incognito, and there we have it. And so, like I said, digital marketing company near me might be a search query, use precise location, allow. Google's asking me, so, okay, great. So this is an ad, this is an ad, this is an ad, this is an ad. Oh, surprise, surprise, my company pops up as one of the first results. Great. That's exactly what I want to see. So this is fantastic. This really helps me stay on the map and be seen as a very credible company. So you could do the same thing, the same exercise if you like. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Great. Great question. I know sometimes it's not as intuitive. Google needs to think about how to inform folks how to use incognito. You could also type in Google, how to find incognito in Google. It has a great walkthrough step. Okay, with that, let's jump into Google Business Profile. We talked about how Google search engine works, how we want to optimize our presence on the search engine if we have a website. Now we're going to talk about this great tool called Google Business Profile. So what is a Google Business Profile? It is the information of your business that you reported to Google so that prospective customers, when they type in your company, you pop up on the search engine. So what does this look like? It's very straightforward. It's very easy to do. We have a whole workshop class on this, which I highly recommend in the future we do. But it's very straightforward. We go to google.com/business. We do need a Gmail account. And we complete the business information. We add photos and videos. We explore all the different features. We include bookings, products, services. And if we have a lot of products, we could upload those products. And if we have a lot of services, we could upload those services on the Google Business Profile so that people can see the services of the products on our Google Business Profile, which is great. It's exactly what we want to do. We want to definitely add all this information on our Google page. We can also share updates and respond to reviews and make sure that we're responding to those prospective customers in real time. What do we mean by share updates? Well, share updates is, let's say I have an event. I'm based in Southern California. We're working with organizations to do a fire relief event this Friday. So we want to share that update. We can create updates on the Google Business Profile. I'll walk you guys through how it looks like in a few seconds. But let's say someone left a positive or negative review. We want to respond. Reviews in 2016, the Harvard Business Review made a study that said each star is worth between 6 to 10% revenue. What does this mean? This means that the revenue, by increasing our star, can increase our revenue by 6% to 10%. So if I make $100,000, just by going from 2 to 3 stars, 3 to 4 stars, 4 to 5 stars, my revenue can, on average, increase between $6,000 and $10,000, all things being equal. So let me show you how that looks like. And then I think there was a question in the chat around having questions that you want to receive and ask about Google Business Profile and having trouble verifying your business listing. So let's see if we could answer both of them. So, okay, so my company is called Braven Agency. And that is how my profile looks like. Um, and right here, you have all the information that you would need. This is not this session. We could spend all day on Google Business Profile. We're not going to do that because we have a limited amount of time. But here we have all the information that tells us how we're performing, how many people are viewing our website, our images, um, which is great. If we want to do a post, we could do a post. These are updates. So we have different types of updates. We could update information, we could update an event, or we can update an offering. For those of us who are trying to get in contact with the Google Business Rep and we have questions of our profile, we can go to this three little dots here, click on that, go to help and support, go there, and then it'll populate to this particular page. We scroll down and we say contact us, we click there, and then we fill out the information about our concern, question, or complaint. This will be sent to a rep and he or she will get back to us within 1 to 2 weeks, give or take. Hopefully that was as clear as day. Really cool tool, very, very helpful. We get a lot of leads using this particular website, this particular tool that helps us drive more traffic to our website and our company. Fantastic, Ian. I'm hopefully that helps you as you're going through this presentation and just taking some notes. All right, let's keep going. So if we don't have a Google, press 1 if you have a Google website, a Google Business Profile. Press 2 if you do not have a Google Business Profile, just so that we can talk to Maria and Connie in the future and say, hey, maybe we should have a Google Business Profile workshop to walk everyone through how to do it. 1 if you have it, 2 if you don't. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. We have a few that don't have it. Great. So we can definitely do that. I definitely recommend, regardless, for you to try to set that up for yourself. Now, PO boxes do not work. And the other big question I get is, do I have to list I work from my home. Do I have to list my home? No, you do not. You do not have to list your home as your place of business. You don't want people knocking at your front door. So you would definitely not have to do that. So hopefully that answers your question. This particular slide is just how to get started. We want to go to Google Business. Now, if you start this process and you haven't started it yet, we do request verification, which may include a phone call, a text, an email, or a video that we might ask you to videotape your location to send you a verification code, and that takes anywhere from 5 to 7 business days. Okay. Yeah, Jackson, I completely understand. I would definitely submit that ticket. I don't work on the team of, it's called GMB, Geo, the Geo team, but when we met with the Geo team a couple years ago, they told us to set up specific, that specific tool for our folks. So I can't really move the needle there just because we get so many folks like yourself asking us, what do I do? And the advice that Google gave us is have them fill out that form. That's the best we can do. And it even happened to me with my Google Business Profile. We've got flagged a couple of times. So definitely. And if you do have a question, drop it in the chat. I just showed you guys on the screen how you go about doing it. You go to the 3 little dots within Google Business Profile and you set up help and support. All right, guys, let's get to the 3rd phase of this particular presentation, which is all around how to reach customers with Google Ads. Now, we do have this great little video. Can you guys hear it? Yes? Press 1 if you can hear it. Press 2 if you cannot. Okay, I might have to. This is going to be homework. I'll send you this video just because I cannot remove my earpiece. And if you guys can't hear it, yeah. Let's just move forward. So how does Google Ads work? Let's get into it. So as you saw when you were on the Google search engine, you type in the search query, words or phrases. When I typed in my search query about a marketing agency, you saw 4 ads at the very top, 4 different ads. It's crazy. And so Google sees those and creates them. How do you, as a business owner, use Google Ads? Well, you sign up with Google Ads and you submit keywords, key phrases, submit a bid. We'll talk about all of that. But I want you to see it from a customer perspective first. You type in the search query. Google sees that search query, gives you organic results, and gives you paid or what we call sponsored results. And the way it works is that Google has what's called a auction. And the way the auction works is you are a business owner, a marketing agency, and as you saw, there was 4 or 5 different marketing agencies, and you want to be at the very top of the sponsorship page of Google, right? The very top page, and you're going to create an ad. But Google just doesn't give you top space. That's not how it works for Google. Google wants the best information, regardless if you're wanting to use their ads platform. So you create an ad, 3 other companies create an ad, and those ads are ranked. It's called ad ranking. And there's 7 different inputs that you need to do to create high value ads. And the better structure of your ads, the better cost to action, the better words and phrases that your ads have, the higher they would rank and lower they would rank according to your competition. So it doesn't matter if you pay more on advertising if your ad isn't structured great, and if the information that you're sending the customer to isn't great, you will lose and not be at the very top. So someone that spends less can potentially be at the very top. So how does this work for you as a business owner? Well, you set up a budget. You say, for that given month, I want to spend $100. $100 a month. That's what I want to spend. And Google says, great. And what do you sell? You might be selling pens. And so this pen is worth what, $3. So not very expensive. Google says, okay, you have $100 and you set up, we have the best pens in the world, buy them now, sell 12 in the box, great. You're selling this pen and this pen is worth $3. So folks seeing that ad, the value of the marketplace, that other people who sell pens is not very high, because the most you can make is, say, $5 for that box of pens. So the value of that click is not going to be very expensive. That click might be worth 10 cents, 20 cents. So you had $100, someone clicked on your ad. Now you have $99.80 because the click is worth 20 cents. We're giving you a scenario here, it's not real life. But let's say you're a real estate agent. You're a real estate agent in Sunnyvale. How much does the house go for there? 800,000, 1 million, 1.5. So one lead is very expensive. So guess what? That click is not going to be worth 20 cents. It's going to be worth $2, $3, $5, $7 per click. So just keep that in mind as you start running your ads. How competitive is my marketplace, and how do I improve and lower that cost of the click? And you have 2 different platforms. You have what's called the Google Display Network and the Google Search Network. The Display Network are different websites that you can run banner ads. Those are the ads that you see on your websites on the top or on the side. And then the Search Network is exactly what it sounds like. It's on the Google search engine. People type in search words and search queries, and then your ad pops up. So that is how it works. There's 2 different types of campaigns. You can use expert mode or smart mode. The one I'm going to go through today is about how to use smart mode. So the first thing we have to do is decide what the goal is. What do we want the customer to do? Call us, buy from us, go to our retail store? Do we want them to connect to our Google business profile? Do we want to identify the page on the website where we want to sell them? We want to write compelling ad, like I said, very snazzy copy. We want to choose the right words and phrases, because the way the ad works is you have to pick a different words and phrases, and those words and phrases are going to be matched with the search query of that prospective customer. So for the example of the pen, it might be ballpoint pens. So buy ballpoint pens might be a search query that I have on the search engine, and that's a search word that I submitted to Google saying, anytime anyone types ballpoint pen, I want my ad to run. So those are why you have to think about the words and phrases as you're building out your Google Ads campaign. Let me see. Jackson asked a question. Happy to answer it at the end of the presentation. So again, we have a whole workshop on Google Ads, just Google Ads, because I'm giving you a very high level overview of how you go about doing this. The great part about Smart Campaigns is that it kind of walks you through how to do this. It's very easy to use, very intuitive, and kind of takes the guessing game out of it. But we want to create a lot of variation of ads. So you have like one ad might be this copy, another ad might be that copy, another ad might be a whole different type of copy. because you want to see which one works the best. You schedule them according to a certain time of day. You might say, hey, I only want ads to run Monday, Wednesday, Friday between these hours. You control everything. And that way you can see what works best for you. Okay, with that, just love to recap the session and then open it up for Q&A. First things first, improve your online presence by tapping into your SEO if you have a website, making sure you improve the keywords and key phrases, structuring your website in a very intuitive manner. There's something called information architecture that I really didn't touch on, but it just means how do I structure my website is the most important information at the very top. Are my call to action strong? You want to think through that because you want to make sure that your website organically populates. The other thing is we want to create our Google business profile. We want to make sure that if we don't have one, we start the process of creating one. And then last but not least, we want to run ads. If we do want to run ads, I'm not telling you to run ads, but if you have budget and you're saying, hey, you know what, I want to try out this Google Ads piece, you can definitely do that. We actually have online courses for free if you want to learn how to use Google Ads at no cost to you. All right, so now on the chat or on the Q&A part, I want you to ask what is the first thing you're going to do after this class. Okay, and I think with that, here's a great slide. You can take a picture. You will have this recording, but I don't like waiting, so I will grab this phone and take a picture of this slide because it has all the different links available to you that we went through in this session. All right, with that, keep learning, guys. Appreciate you guys' questions. Appreciate the engagement. You guys made it very, very fun and engaging. We have certifications if you want to get certified, and this is great just to upskill your own ability or your team. But love for you guys to leave me a review. If you think this session was great, please let me know. If you think it was terrible, we want to know. We want the feedback. We love hearing from you guys. This is the way we improve. So I appreciate you guys joining for these 45 minutes to an hour. I do want to answer your question, Jackson. You said, how do I get so the way it works is we sometimes have openings across the country for Google coaches, and we'll definitely let you know if we have an opening. And then once you're in the program, the Grow with Google program, they will train you. They'll tell you. I take certification classes like every 6 months, just because we need to be up to date at the latest presentations. And so great. And then we have another question: will this presentation be shared? I think we'll PDF it and send it to you. Oh yes, happy to share the. There you go. Thank you, Jackson. Appreciate your 5-star review. Please leave that review on the survey. Oh, Eddie, let me leave that. Okay, here's the certification page. All righty, guys. Appreciate you guys coming on this hump day. Hopefully you got some value out of this. We're here for you. We appreciate what you're doing. You guys are the economic engine of our country, so appreciate all that you guys do.
Thank you very much, Roberto. Definitely every time we participate in your workshops, we always learn something new. So if you do have additional questions, go ahead and type them into the Q&A. Roberto is checking that actively so he can respond to any questions, comments. If you have any question for any of the other attendees here, Mike from the Sunnyvale Downtown Association or Connie from Access, the Small Business Development Center, or myself, I'm with the City of Sunnyvale with Economic Development. Please go ahead and put them in the Q&A, and we'll leave that open for another minute to see if there are additional questions. And yes, I will be sharing a recording. There will be a link we will post on the City of Sunnyvale's website that will be active next week. So everybody that attended the session will get a link to that, to the recording of the session. Roberto, there was a question about sharing the PowerPoint presentation.
Well, I'll definitely PDF it and send it over to you, myself or Leobi. So it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, we'll definitely send that over. Yeah.
And then I know that Jackson had the question about getting back on the system.
Yeah, we walked through that.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, that's a great question. I wish I had an answer for that about the SEO engineering. I think you just ask them for references. That's what I did. All right, guys, I appreciate your time. Have a great Wednesday.
Yeah, great engagement. Thanks so much, Roberto. I appreciate your effort. Thank you.
Thank you all for attending.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.